My mom called me in a panic at 3 a.m. Your sister is in the hospital. Send $22,000 right away or she'll be left without help, and we'll dump all the bills on you. I replied, call your perfect son, then hung up and went back to bed. The next morning, I got a call from the police station. Hey Reddit, it was 3 a.m. when my phone rang loudly enough to wake me up. Only one person calls me at that hour, my mom. I answered groggily, rubbing my eyes. Mom, what happened? She didn't even say hello. Her voice was frantic and shaky. Your sister is in the hospital. She needs emergency treatment. They want $22,000 up front. I sat up, my heart racing. What? What happened to her? Mom didn't answer my question. Instead, she snapped, send the money now. If you don't, she'll be left without support, and the hospital will stick you with all the bills. I froze. All the bills? Me? Why me? Because you make the most money in the family. Your sister is helpless. You know your brother is useless. He's never contributed anything. You have to do it. There it was, the same old story, the same manipulation, the same pressure they'd used on me since I turned 18. My sister treated me like a walking ATM. My brother was the golden child who could do no wrong, even when he messed up. I was always the one expected to fix everything, pay for everything, sacrifice everything. Mom continued yelling. Transfer the $22,000 right now. I'm giving the nurse your name as the financial sponsor, so hurry. Something inside me snapped. Call your perfect son, I said quietly. What did you just say? You heard me. Call him. The one you always defend, the one who never does anything wrong. Call him. Mom's voice turned icy. Don't you dare get smart with me right now. Your sister could die. I took a slow breath. Mom, I asked what happened to her. You still haven't told me. She hesitated, then muttered. It doesn't matter. Just send the money. That was all I needed to hear. Manipulation, not urgency or concern. I rubbed my face. I'm not sending anything until I know what actually happened. She started screaming. You selfish boy. You ungrateful brat. After everything we've done for you. After everything? They kicked me out at 17, never paid for my schooling, never supported anything I built. I exhaled slowly. Mom, I'm going back to sleep. I repeated, call your perfect son, and hung up. I turned my phone to silent, rolled over, and went back to sleep. For the first time in years, I didn't feel guilty. At 8 a.m., I woke up to another call. Not from Mom, not from my sister, but from an unknown number. I answered, hello, good morning. A calm voice said, is this Daniel Brooks? Yes, this is Officer Hernandez from the 14th Precinct. We need to discuss an incident involving your sister, Ashley Brooks. I sat up immediately. Oh God, did something really happen? I tried to steady my voice. Yes, what happened? My mother called last night saying she was in the hospital. The officer paused. Sir, your sister was at the hospital. Was? I repeated. Is she okay? She's fine, the officer said. She was treated and released at 6 a.m. Relief washed over me, but then the officer continued. However, she did not leave voluntarily. My stomach dropped. What does that mean? The officer sighed. Mr. Brooks, your sister was detained after trying to leave the hospital without paying her outstanding bill. I blinked. What? She listed you as the financial guarantor. He continued. She used your name and employment information on all the paperwork. Heat rushed to my face. She what? Yes, the officer said. She told the staff you had already agreed to cover the cost. When you didn't, she tried to leave through a restricted exit. I rubbed my forehead. This was unbelievable. I asked what had actually happened to her and why she was there. She was admitted for alcohol poisoning, the officer replied. 3rd time this month, according to the hospital. I closed my eyes. Of course, it was something like that. And of course, my mother left out the real story. She wasn't in danger, the officer added gently. She was intoxicated, not dying. Everything inside me tightened. My mother lied again to scare me, again to take from me. The officer continued. She's telling us you agreed to pay the bill. We need to confirm if that's true. I didn't hesitate. No, I absolutely did not agree to that. Understood, he replied. In that case, we need you to come to the station and give a statement. I nodded slowly. Yes, I'll come. When I arrived, my sister was sitting in the waiting area. Her mascara was smeared, her hair a mess, arms crossed like a child. When she saw me, she jumped up. Oh, thank God you're here. Tell them you're paying so I can go home. I stared at her. You used my name. She shrugged, annoyed. Well, obviously you always have money. I needed help. Help, I echoed. You tried to run. She looked away. When you didn't pay, what was I supposed to do? Stay there forever? I exhaled sharply. You tried to scam me. She rolled her eyes. Stop being dramatic. You're rich. Just pay it. I felt something snap inside me. No, I said firmly. I'm done being your wallet. Her eyes widened. How can you be so heartless? I could have died for the third time this month. I cut in. You weren't dying. Ashley, you were drunk. She instantly fell silent. The officer called us over. My sister began whining again. He's my brother. He has to pay. The officer raised a hand. No, ma'am. Legally, he doesn't owe you anything. Her face went pale. You forged financial documents, the officer added. That is fraud. She stumbled backward. Fraud? No, no, no. He said he would help. He promised. I shook my head and said nothing. I hung up. She looked as if the ground had vanished beneath her. Officer Hernandez placed forms in front of me. We need your statement so we can press charges if necessary. My sister gasped. Danny, you can't let them do this to me. I looked at her, this woman who had mocked me for years, stolen from me, used me, and lied to me, and quietly said, You did this to yourself. She burst into tears. The officer led her away for processing. My phone buzzed with a text from Mom. How could you betray your own sister like that? We'll never forgive you. Hope you're happy. I stared at the message for a moment, then blocked her. Not out of anger, but out of peace. Because sometimes the only way to stop being the family's backup plan is to stop letting them use your life as their safety net. When my mom called me at 3 a.m. demanding $22,000 for my hospitalized sister, I hung up and went back to sleep. Maybe that sounds cold, but after years of being treated like the family wallet, the scapegoat, the failure, I stopped responding to midnight guilt trips disguised as emergencies. And she made one mistake that told me everything. We'll stick him with all the bills. Not, your sister needs help. Not, she's hurt. Just give us money or we'll dump the problem on someone else. That wasn't a cry for help. That was a threat. So, I said what I'd been waiting to say for years. Call your perfect son. And I hung up. Little did I know that the next morning, the police would call me, and the truth behind that 3 a.m. call would make my mother's entire plan implode. My phone rang while I was brushing my teeth. Hello, is this Mr. Daniels? Yes, this is Officer Ramirez from the county station. We need to speak with you regarding your sister. I froze for a moment, guilt crawling up my throat. Was she actually hurt? Was this really an emergency? Is she okay? I asked carefully. The officer sighed. She's fine physically, but she's in custody. I stopped breathing. Custody for what? For insurance fraud and attempted medical billing fraud. I gripped the sink. What? What did she do? He answered slowly. She faked an emergency room visit last night and tried to scam a private hospital into admitting her under a false insurance account. My heart sank, not out of sympathy but recognition. My family had finally crossed a line I didn't think they'd cross. Officer Ramirez continued. Your mother reported to hospital staff that you would be paying all charges. She also insisted you were wealthy and would handle anything. I almost laughed bitterly. Of course she did. He continued. When staff asked for your authorization, your sister panicked. She claimed you were unreachable, then said your insurance covered her. I closed my eyes. And it doesn't, I said. No, sir, he replied. It doesn't. She forged your insurance ID number. I didn't even know what to say. Your mother said you would confirm it in the morning, he added. That explained the 3 a.m. call. It wasn't panic or fear. It was pressure. They needed my confirmation to complete the scam. When I didn't pick up the third and fourth calls, their plan fell apart. They asked me to come in to give a statement. When I arrived, my sister was sitting in a chair wrapped in a hospital blanket, mascara smeared, eyes red. My mother was pacing like a wild animal in a cage. The moment she saw me, she exploded. This is your fault. The officer immediately stepped between us. I kept my voice calm. My fault. You called me to commit fraud. My mother jabbed her finger toward my face. You let your sister get arrested. You should have sent the money. You know we depend on you. There it was, the truth. Not concern for my sister, not shock, just rage that their plan didn't work. My sister finally looked up, her voice small and shaking. You couldn't just help us? You know we don't have money. You couldn't spare it. I stared at her. $22,000 for what? You weren't hurt. She didn't respond because she couldn't. The officer cleared his throat. Mr. Daniels, can you confirm whether you authorized your sister to use your insurance? No, I said plainly. Absolutely not. My mother gasped dramatically. How could you say that? She's your sister. I looked at her, really looked at her. You called me at 3 a.m. Not to help, but to threaten me. You said you'd stick him with all the bills. My sister's face crumpled. My mother turned red. You misunderstood. No, I replied. For once, I understood perfectly. Officer Ramirez opened a folder. There's something else Mr. Daniels should know. My mom's face instantly changed to fear. During processing, the officer continued, we discovered multiple past notices addressed to your sister that list your name as the financial guarantor. My blood ran cold. What? I whispered. I never signed anything. My mother looked away, and my sister buried her face in her hands. The officer looked at them. Care to explain? My mother cracked first. Fine, she snapped. We put your name down because people trust you. We needed credit lines, and they wouldn't approve us. My voice came out low, quiet, and dangerous. You forged my signature again. She pointed at my sister. She did it. My sister sobbed harder. I didn't think you'd find out. Officer Ramirez shook his head. Both of you could face additional charges. My mom dropped to her knees. No. Please don't do this. He'll fix it. Tell him you'll fix it. She grabbed my leg. Please tell them you authorized it. I stepped back slowly, deliberately. No, I said. I won't lie for you. Not again. My sister whimpered. Please don't ruin my life. I met her eyes. You tried to steal mine. The officer handed me a form. If you want to press additional charges, sign here. My sister reached out to me, shaking. Please don't. For years, I let myself be guilted into cleaning up their messes. Not anymore. I placed the pen down. I won't press new charges, but I won't save you either. My mother sagged with relief while my sister cried harder, but I continued. From today forward, I am not your wallet. I am not your guarantor. I am not your emergency plan. I looked at my mother. You raised me to believe family means responsibility. But you only meant my responsibility to you. I stepped back, and that ended last night. My mom screamed my name while my sister begged. The officer escorted me out. I walked through those station doors with the calmest heart I'd had in years because I finally understood their chaos wasn't my burden. Their consequences weren't my problem. And their emergency wasn't mine.